Hi there, I'm Andrea Hoban, Head of Learning here at Oji Life Lab. I commend you on exploring ways to develop your management and leadership skills. They're really important, and deciding how to proceed can be hard. So I thought I'd walk you through how our Oji Foundations program works so that you can make an educated decision for yourself. As an overview, Oji Foundations is a 6-month program with 96 self-paced steps that are divided into 10 levels. And 9 hours of facilitated sessions comes along with that are spread between 30-minute live discussions that come at the end of every other level, and team lab meetings where you are assigned to a cohort, and that cohort meets once every 4 weeks to discuss topics like social identity, trust, conflict, decision-making, prioritization, and other things. The cohorts, which are led by an Oji coach, role play in these sessions and have assignments to do in between meetings. So I want to walk you through a sampling of what the self-paced work looks like. So here I'm going to go into the Oji app. And once I click into here, I'm on the home screen, and I can just easily tap into this orange box in the middle of the screen, and it will take me right into the step that I'm working on. This one's about why work has changed and why managing can be more challenging than it has been in past years, and the reasons for that. And once you read that thing, you're asked to reflect for yourself on why management may be more challenging. Once you finish the answer for yourself, you get a chance to see how other people responded to the same question. We call these galleries, and you get a chance to explore kind of like an asynchronous community, if you will, about how other people are feeling about that same issue. And those happen throughout the program as well. Once I do that, I get a chance to see how one of the leading experts in the world, Linda Hill, who is a professor at the Harvard Business School and a published author of 3 amazing books, talks about what she understands that has changed about management. And these videos are like 3 minutes long.
That is meaningful. They want to make sure that their work is having impact. That's not the easiest thing to get done. The other thing we see is nowadays, of course, we're having to work with employees or have people who report to us. So one of the things we see that makes it really hard today also is that we're now working virtually or in hybrid situations, and that is really tough. And you have to figure out.
So you can watch that video, and once you see that, there is a recap of the highlighted points about Linda's thoughts in that particular video, and then you're asked to start reflecting on what this means for you in your current role. And so in this particular example, there were things that were brought forward from a previous step in the program where you get a chance to reflect on those thoughts again and add new information or change the answer that you left before, because of course we're always evolving and our understanding of our role is evolving. And we leave you here on a high note so that you can really be thinking again about what makes you really good at your job and why you love it. And that's a step. They're 10 to 15 minutes in length. The idea is to do one a day or one every other day. And that's how your learning progresses at your own pace. We have little badges and ways of congratulating you for staying on track. So, a lot of people find that fun and motivating. And so what I've done here is I've moved into the path screen. So down below, you can see that there's these menu icons. In the path screen, I can tell where I am. I can place myself in the program. I can see that I'm in level 1. And then I've just completed this step beforehand, and I can see what's next. So the next step here is the leader I want to be. And I can't actually move forward or see the steps that come afterwards until I finish this one. So not only can I see where I am in this particular level, but I can also peek forward if I want to see what's coming. This feature also is very handy once I've moved further forward in the program and I want to go back and revisit a previous level. That's also something I can easily do. We also have a coach chat feature. So at any time during the program, if you have a question about what you're learning or, have a application question, this is the place to ask it, and an Oji coach will respond and help you out. We also have a reference library, and there are a lot of incredible resources here in the library that are designed to help you take these skills and use them in the flow of your workday. So we have this feature called checklists, which offer you a lot of templates that you can take into different scenarios for different reasons that help you stay organized and use what you're learning. For example, here we'll use this feedback the one model of feedback offered by one of our experts, Tamara Chandler. And in this case, I'm going to, prepare an agenda for Mary on my team. And you can see here that it's prompting me to fill in these text boxes and add what I've want to give her. And then Tamara's got some additional context for me here that keeps me on point and using my skills and providing feedback in the best way possible. So beyond checklists here, we've also curated many of the videos that you can see in the program. So they're right here in one list. A lot of people tell us they like to go back and watch some of the videos again. So rather than hunting for them in the different levels, you can just come to and see them here. I'm going to show you a brief sample of one between two of our experts, Tamara Chandler and Ashley Shelby Rosette. Tamara Chandler is a feedback expert. She wrote a book called Feedback and Other Dirty Words. And Ashley Shelby Rosette is a leadership professor at the Fuqua School at Duke, who is a diversity and equity and inclusion scholar.
Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced after doing work in this for so many years that starting with the team and leaning into the team is the way that we can have the most impact in changing that culture and the way that we work and that we talk, because that can create that safe environment and it builds muscle and habit that then moves into our smaller project work or individual work and those types of things. So I really encourage managers, think about what you can do at that team level, because it kind of starts to weave the fabric of how we're going to work as a team. And, you said something that's so important. It takes us back to the fear.
So that's just a sample. Again, most of these videos are around 3 minutes in length, enough to give you something really to grab onto and work with and practice. But not so long that you lose your ability to pay attention or remember what you're learning. And so again, beyond where the videos are here in the library, there's also this feature of being able to go back and see the work that you recorded, as part of your reflection process. So you remember in that step that I showed you, I completed this card here where I had a chance to, reflect on why management is changing. And so I can review that anytime I want to. Beyond here, there is also in this reference library thing we call the hack stack. And the hack stack are basically, very actionable, short tips that you can use, again, right in the flow of your work. So if you are working on making decisions, or just thinking about your overall development, there you can see that there's topics at the top, and then you can scroll through the cards. So here I'm going to change from decision making to emotional intelligence and see what's available for me to review here. So again, if I just need a little something for me to help me today, the hack stack is often where people go to get that information, which is a handy tool available to you at any time. So that's a little bit about the reference library. And then the last icon on the right at the bottom of the screen you can see is a tool menu. And there are many tools here. The first one is called the Mood Meter. And this is an opportunity for me to document how I'm feeling at any given time. And I can review the data. I get a set of data after, several mood meter check-ins. And so that's something that I want to use throughout my time in the lab. There's also this thing called a decision tool. And there is a format in which I can work with a decision. It's like, rather than making a table for yourself with all of the right columns, this is already pre-done for you. And you can even see samples of decisions and how the decision tool is used to really help you fill it out for yourself when you have a pending decision to work on. The third tool is the Big Five personality assessment, which is considered the gold standard in helping us understand ourselves and our personality. And so you fill out, you go through about 40 of these quick questions. And at the end of that, you get a score in 5 different categories. And again, you get a chance to think about that and reflect on what that means for you and your leadership style. Like, for example, I have a high agreeableness score, which means that, for facilitating and doing things like that, that's really helpful. But if it comes to negotiating with a new vendor, that agreeableness may work against my organizational goals. And so just to be aware of that tendency can be really helpful. So this personality assessment is a way of knowing yourself better so that you can really be optimized for the different aspects that your role requires you to use. And then the last tool that's here is called Team Lab that I mentioned before, where you're assigned to a small cohort of people. There's a place where this group can chat. There's tasks you can either add for yourself or that will be added by the OG coach. And you can also see that there's a place for me to then calendar all of the sessions that are involved in this meeting every 4 weeks. They happen on the same day of the week. And I can just add them directly to my calendar from the app. And so I can go ahead and do that. You can see I actually didn't do it here because they're already in my calendar. So anyway, that gives you a little bit of an overview of all the things that are involved in this program. And the last thing I'll show you here is this idea of creating a story. You can see this pop-up menu came up at the bottom of the screen. This is a chance for me to catch myself using my skills in action and documenting what got better as a result of that. So by the end of the program, the hope is you have a whole catalog of stories that really show you how you've grown and developed, which can be very empowering and keep you moving forward with your skill development. So that's a little bit about our program. I just want you to keep a few things in mind. One is that other than the Team Lab sessions, this learning is all done at your own pace. So you get to choose when it's right for you to sit down and spend 10, 15 minutes working on these steps. It's all done on your mobile phone. So if you carry your phone around with you, you always have what you need to literally engage anytime you're ready. Finally, don't forget that sometimes your employer will reimburse you for this kind of training. You don't have to pay for it out of your own pocket. And if they don't, we offer payment options. So I want you to know this training is within your reach, and we would be super excited to talk to you more about engaging in Oji Foundations as a learning opportunity for you. So thanks for giving me your time, and I hope to see you soon.